Hi everybody, welcome to a NICU North Room. I love to be able to point out that there's doors on the rooms in NICU North. So you can see that this one has some nice cattail details on it, and that's just a frosting or decal that's been placed on the doors so that you can have privacy while in your space. As we also look at this front of the room, you can see a really large clock up at the top that does show you the hours, minutes, and seconds, because you just love watching the time go by in here. Light switch, so this zone of the room, it's really controlled by one master switch that's here at the front, and there's lighting control for the hand wash sink as well as over the baby. And so there's some lights that you'll see there in the ceiling that come, shine down onto the baby. Those can be controlled though, actually, not only at the entrance, but also on the head wall. And I'll get more into that as we go over by the head wall. Right here, this is a nice feature of the room. This is a window that looks out into the charting area. And so there's a computer here, there's actually an intercom, there's the charts, there's a screen up above that shows all the babies in the neighborhood, because that's how we've designed NICU North, is that all of the babies are clustered into one of two neighborhoods. And what's nice is there's actually electrified glass in this window. So with the flip of this switch here, you can see that you can no longer see into the room. And so this was really important for us again, so that families could have privacy. That was one of the guiding principles for this new unit for all of us, was that families could have a private and confidential space for their time in NICU.
And is there a switch on the other side that does that too?
There most definitely is.
Okay.
There's another switch that can also be controlled from the outside. We love to say that this is the primary control switch,
Yep.
because this is the one that we would see that families would be activating most often. But there are times that, the switch might need to be activated on the other side by nursing to be able to see something into the room because of the baby.
For sure.
On this side of the room, some very necessary elements. So there's a hand wash sink. And I know that we have a supplementary hand washing video that goes over a lot of what would happen here and everything you really need to be able to do with your hand washing. There is this isn't a purse holder, but there's this little flip down shelf here, and that's because some of the babies in NICU need to have their diapers weighed. We need to know exactly how much pee or poop is coming from the baby. And so this actually houses in and out scale. So we actually bring in a special scale in the room if your baby needs to be on strict in and out, and the scale sits right here, and that's where we're able to weigh the diapers for your baby.
Oh, that's neat.
Some necessary items, laundry, recycling, all of those good things. So there is a little recycling bin in every room to be able to put bottles in, and please feel free to be able to put, if you have a pop bottle or juice bottle, those could also be placed there. They all go into our communal recycling bin. Then we have to do two different things for our laundry. This will have lids very soon. We're just going to have some lids that are going to be applied to the top of this. So hospital laundry would be anything that's hospital issued, really. So it could be those blankets that are on the incubator. It's blankets that we've provided for you to be on your bed, sheets, pillowcases, stuff like that. And when you see the word baby laundry, which could be a little confusing, baby laundry is some of that more pretty stuff that we have here in the unit. So we do have printed blankets, sleepers, onesies, those type of things available, and they're usually given to us by our very generous donors, and we have them here because it's a great milestone for a baby to be able to wear clothes. And so those baby clothes are washed at the IWK, and so we just keep those separate so that they're handled more gently. As well, tube tops, all kinds of things would be able to go into that baby laundry. So that's the laundry. Right here, this is the glass whiteboard, and so we had families help us with these prompts. And so you can see it talks about, my name is, age, who the family is. There's some information about the date and weight. Weight is a huge deal in here. I wish it wasn't, but weight is a huge deal. And then what I really love is that we want to hear from families. What are your hopes? What's important? What are your questions? And I've seen such phenomenal personalization and love and care that has gone into these boards in our unit, and we're just so happy because that's a way to really ground the team. That if there's anything outstanding, that if you can be in the moment, you can be in rounds, and you might just forget that one thing you want to say. But if you had a chance to jot it up here, then somebody is going to refer to that before they leave you. What I'm also really excited about, this is like a shadow box, and so back that I'm doing this on camera. So this is just a template in here, so it can be changed anytime. We did it at a local print shop, and what's nice, we are in the final stages of translation. So we're translating all of these prompts into Arabic, French, Mandarin, and Mi'kmaq. And
That's
so soon we will have, and they'll just fit in behind. So we'll have something in this room that just truly welcomes you.
And I love the artwork on it too.
Thank you. That
Beautiful.
was done internally. Yes, we found some images at our public relations department.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. This section here, all about milk, pretty much. And so this is a milk fridge. So be it breast milk, be it formula, it really is for the baby's milk. And so the way we've designed it, because we have a milk room who often has to do some things with milk, be it storing it, maybe they need to fortify the milk, add other things to it, they've divided it into a pickup drawer and a drop-off drawer. So the milk room always drops off to the top drawer, but then this here one is their pickup drawer. So as you are a family member living here in the room with us, there's a breast pump, which we will show you in a minute, so you're able to pump in this room if you are providing breast milk, and you'll be able to just put it right in this fridge. So yeah, this is everything about the milk fridge. This is just a counter, which is pretty much dedicated to milk preparation for your baby. And so there is a milk warmer in every room, so this is a, waterless, because sometimes water can, contribute to some bacteria. So we have a waterless milk warmer in every room, a nice big workstation. There is a cupboard that has a bathtub, and so for quite a while, the babies need to be bathed near their incubator. And so we just wheel in a cart. Sometimes even the babies are bathed in their incubator, but when they can transition to be out in a big tub, we are able to do that, and then you'll see one other option we have in this space as well. And finally, over at this area, so it does have its own dedicated lighting. It does have some Percept wipes, so help yourself if you ever need to have a wipe. This is not a baby wipe or a personal hygiene wipe, but it would be if you want to wipe something down because you were worried it was dirty. And then we just have cupboards up here. So this is extra space for the baby and family. So this is storage for you. It has no purpose whatsoever for us as care providers in this room, as healthcare providers, but it's just extra space for you to have for whatever you need.
So you could put not even just baby stuff in there, you could put family items in there
Absolutely,
as well? Oh, that's
absolutely,
great.
yeah. This is to use as you wish. And I love that you asked me that, because this entire room, sometimes it might feel like, well, maybe I need to be completely contained
Right.
in the family space, but this is really the baby and family's room, yeah, at all times. So we've just headed on over to the other side of the room, and I do say this beige-looking wall paneling system is a head wall. And so I like to call it the mothership of an intensive care room, because it really is, think about a cockpit or whatever you've ever seen. This has really all of the power, all of the oxygen, all of the medical air, all of the suction, all of the devices that we need to be able to provide intensive care to the baby. And so as we look around the room, we certainly see equipment like ventilators and an incubator that are just ready for a baby to come in here, but we have suction canisters, we have a monitor, we have the thermometer, we have the NeoPuff, which is just a way to get babies breaths if they need that. We have our IV pumps. We do have a nurse call system that is right here. It is called a nurse call system, but that is a way to be able to get help very, very quickly into this space if needed, and it's also a way to communicate. And so let's say, I love showing that we have special requests in this system. And so there are ones that are very specific to families and activities that families are experiencing in this room. So there is a breastfeeding button that we would activate. It would then have put 4 white lights outside of this room, so that people know someone is either, and we use it for skin to skin
Right.
or breastfeeding, so that someone might be in a state of undress,
Yep.
that you just need special precautions around advancing into this room. And no matter what, someone should be knocking at the doors anyway and waiting for permission to come into the room. But the other item is privacy. And so that's 4 purple lights. And again, it could be for anything. there could be a family who's just having a really tough day. And they want very, very limited amounts of people coming into this space. So that's why I want everyone to know about these buttons, because even though technically they need to be activated by a healthcare provider, I want you to know about them so that then you could ask, please put on my privacy.
So you don't want families touching this?
No,
Okay.
no, we would rather not have families touch this, and I really think it's just about maybe accidentally activating something
For sure.
that then, because when I think about care team, that would be sending iPhone messages to several members of a team that might be actually in the middle of something else. Not that I think families can't touch a button, I do want to be so honest about that, but right now, because of the primary, because this is a primary means of notification, right
Yep.
now it is in the hands of healthcare providers. Thank you for asking me. This side here, there's a supply cart for the baby, and so everything that really the baby should need, so diapers should be in here, but you know what, sometimes you might find the diapers in here. And that's what I think a lot of people tend to like. So both areas is not a bad thing to look. You might see some supplies in this space, but you should get, you know, an orientation on your baby, and when your baby is in here, well, you know, this is where the diapers and those things are, once again, just because sometimes it could vary based on how things settled in after admission.
Sure.
So that's that supply cart. Can also be a procedure cart that moves around the room. This here, it's really mainly used for the feeding of breast milk. And so there's a computer that's here on the wall, and people bring up, you know, the timeless breast milk scanning system. And there's a breast milk scanner right here that will scan the milk, and it'll also scan the baby's band to make sure those things are all a match. But we are very hopeful that in the very near future, and that'll be hopefully another video that'll be soon hot off the press, is that this will also be a place where families could do something equivalent to FaceTime or Skype and have access to some education apps on demand. So there's something coming to our unit called NICU, so stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. Okay.
Good. Let's move
Excellent.
into family space.
Family space.